Signal Fracture, Part 1. The Quiet War Inside Stuttgart. Welcome to our Stuttgart community messaging platform called the OPSEC Minute Extended. On Mondays, we use this space, in posted YouTube videos, to share both a little OPSEC, or Operation Security Wisdom, along with an occasional Marvel team-up bridge that ties into other regulatory security disciplines and policies. Please feel free to like, share with family or friends, or subscribe, and check out the video of this and other OPSEC Minute, extended stories on our YouTube I Secure Narratives channel. Simply let our stories capture your imagination as they play in the background while you tackle your morning routine and backlog of email. Now, enjoy this week's I Secure Narratives. Prologue: The pattern no one wanted to see. The first sign wasn't dramatic. No alarms, no flashing red screens, no shadowy figure in a hoodie typing furiously in a dark room. It was a calendar entry. Jess Arden Hale, 34 years old, a civilian systems analyst assigned to USAG Stuttgart's Directorate of Plans, Training, Mobilization, and Security, stared at the screen longer than she should have. Late sync, remote. That was it. No meeting link, no organizer listed, just a vague placeholder sitting at 2300 hours on a Thursday. Jess leaned back, rubbing her eyes. 12 years in federal service, 5 of those supporting forward, deployed network infrastructure, had taught her one thing. Nothing vague survives long in a secure environment, unless someone wants it that way. Outside, Stuttgart was quiet. Spring rain traced soft lines down the window, blurring the lights of Patch Barracks into something almost dreamlike. Inside, something felt off, and Jess had learned, through deployments, long nights, and one particularly ugly breach investigation in Poland, off is where problems start. Act 1. The Team That Notices Too Much. Jess didn't work alone. She never had. Her circle was tight, forged through long hours and mutual trust. Marcus Mac Ellery, age 38. A former Army signal officer turned contractor. Brilliant, sarcastic, and allergic to bureaucracy. Priya Desai, age 31, a cybersecurity analyst, sharp-eyed and sharper-tongued, with a habit of noticing what others ignored. Danny Kovac, age 29, a Hungarian, German network technician, local hire, deeply embedded in the region's infrastructure knowledge. They called themselves, half-jokingly, the noise filter, because they filtered out everything that didn't make sense. Jess walked into their shared workspace the next morning, holding a coffee and a look that Mac immediately clocked. Oh, he muttered. That's your something's wrong, but I don't know what yet face. Jess didn't smile. Tell me I'm overthinking this. She pulled up the calendar entry. Priya leaned in. No organizer. That's sloppy. Or deliberate, Danny added quietly. Jess exhaled. We've had increased network jitter during late hours this week. Minor, but consistent. That entry lines up with one of the spikes. Mac leaned back. So either someone's doing maintenance without logging it, or someone's doing something they don't want logged, Priya finished. The room went quiet. They all knew what that meant. Not external. Internal. Act 2. JB doesn't ignore patterns. By mid-morning, Jess was sitting across from Mr. James J.B. Brooks, the USAG Stuttgart OPSEC officer. J.B. was in his early 50s, calm in a way that came from decades of watching problems unfold before anyone else saw them. He didn't interrupt as Jess explained. Didn't react when she mentioned network anomalies, didn't even blink when she said the word pattern. He just listened, Then he steepled his fingers. "Jess," he said evenly, "how confident are you that this isn't just bad documentation?" She didn't hesitate. 70%. JB nodded. "And the other 30? That it's something worse." A pause. JB leaned back. "Good, that means you're thinking correctly." He stood, walking to the window. "You know what OPSEC failures usually look like?" he asked. Jess shook her head. "Boring," JB said. "They look like normal behavior, just slightly out of place." He turned back. "And insider threats?" His expression hardened slightly. "They look exactly the same until they don't." Jess felt a chill. "Loop in Alonzo," JB said. "Quietly, no ripples yet." Act 3. The Weight of Decision. Mr. Alonzo Edwards, Command Security Manager, didn't waste time. At 45, with a background in counterintelligence and a reputation for seeing 3 moves ahead, he had a presence that made people sit straighter without knowing why. He listened to Jess, JB, and Priya in a secure conference room. No notes, no interruptions. When they finished, he asked one question. "Who's got access during that time window?" Jess pulled up the list. It wasn't long. That made it worse. Names scrolled by. Authorized maintenance personnel. Network admins, a handful of contractors. And then, Jess froze. "Wait." Priya leaned in. "What?" Jess pointed. "Evan Richter." Mac's voice from the speakerphone went quiet. "Not Evan," he said. Act 4. The Friend You Don't Want to Doubt. Evan Richter, age 36, had been part of their extended team for over a year. Former Army communications specialist. 2 deployments. Quiet, reliable, a little withdrawn. But nothing unusual in their world. Jess had shared coffee breaks with him. Mac had trusted him with system-level access. Priya had once said, "He's solid, just carrying something heavy." Now that phrase echoed differently. Alonzo didn't jump to conclusions. "Behavioral changes?" he asked. Jess hesitated. "He's been off." Define off. Late submissions, missed syncs, snapping at small things. Priya added, "And he's been asking weirdly specific questions about network redundancies." Alonzo's expression didn't change, but the air in the room shifted. "Okay," he said quietly. "Now we're not guessing anymore." Act 5. The Investigation No One Sees. The Stuttgart Army counterintelligence team entered quietly. Special Agent Rachel Kim, age 41, composed, analytical, with a background in cyber espionage investigations. Special Agent Marcus Velez, age 39, former signals intelligence analyst, sharp instincts, and a knack for reading people. They didn't storm in, didn't interrogate, they observed. Patterns emerged quickly. Evan's login times aligned with the anomalies. Data packets during those windows showed unusual routing behavior, not exfiltration, but mapping. "Recon," Velez muttered. Rachel nodded. "He's not stealing data." Jess frowned. "Then what is he doing?" Rachel met her eyes. "Learning how to break the system, without breaking it yet." Act 6. The Human Fracture. They brought Evan in quietly. No accusations, just a conversation. Jess wasn't supposed to be there, but when Evan saw her through the glass, something in his expression cracked. "Jess?" he said softly. That was enough. Alonzo gave a subtle nod. She stepped in. Evan looked exhausted. Older than 36, like something had been draining him for months. "You okay?" Jess asked gently. He let out a hollow laugh. "That's a loaded question." Silence. Then he said it. I didn't think anyone would notice. Jess's stomach dropped. Evan, what did you do? He looked at her, not defensive, not angry, just tired. They found me, he said. Rachel leaned forward. Who? Evan swallowed. I don't know exactly. Online at first, forums, then messages, then pressure. Jess felt the room closing in. What kind of pressure? Evan's voice cracked. They knew about my brother, his debt, his situation. Alonzo's eyes sharpened. Blackmail, he said. Evan nodded. They didn't ask for classified data. Not at first, just patterns, access points, hypothetical weaknesses. Priya whispered, Oh my God. Evan buried his face in his hands. I told myself it wasn't real, that I wasn't actually hurting anything. He looked up again. I was wrong, wasn't I? Act 7. The line that still matters. No anger, no shouting, just wait. Alonzo stepped closer. Look at me. Evan did. You're not the first, Alonzo said, and you won't be the last. A flicker of hope, uncertain, fragile. What matters is what you do now. Jess held her breath. Evan's voice broke. Can I fix it? Rachel answered first. Yes, Velas added, but only if you tell us everything. A long pause. Then, I will. Act 8. The twist no one expected. It came fast. Methods, contacts, digital dead drops. Then, Evan hesitated. They weren't just focused on Stuttgart. Alonzo leaned forward. Explain. They talked about coordination windows. Jess frowned. For what? Evan shook his head. I don't know, but Stuttgart wasn't the target. A beat. It was a node. Rachel and Velas exchanged a look. This wasn't containment anymore. This was scale. Epilogue. The shadow that didn't leave. Weeks later, the official report was clean, contained, controlled. Evan was removed from access, cooperating fully. The network vulnerabilities were patched. Training sessions increased. Awareness sharpened. On paper, success. Jess stood outside at dusk, the Stuttgart skyline glowing under a calm sky. JB joined her. You did the right thing, he said. She nodded. But it doesn't feel finished. JB gave a small, knowing smile. It rarely is. Across the garrison, lights flickered on. Life continued. Normal, safe. But somewhere, a system pinged, a connection attempt, blocked, logged, ignored. Then, a second attempt, different signature, more refined, watching, learning, waiting. Jess didn't see it. Not yet, but the system did. And somewhere, far beyond Stuttgart, someone smiled. Cliffhanger. This wasn't an insider threat. It was a test. And Stuttgart just passed Phase 1. Teachable Points, Part 1. 1. Insider threats often begin with pressure, not intent. 2. Early reporting creates space for intervention, not damage control. 3. OPSEC lives in patterns people choose to question. 4. Modern adversaries probe quietly, learning before striking. 5. Vigilance isn't a system feature. It's a human one. Thank you for sticking around as we continue testing the boundaries of an extended storyboard. Think of it as security training with a plot twist and a fresh way to both educate our team and connect with our military community. Subscribe to our YouTube Secure Narratives channel. Hit us with a like and watch for our new updates. Also, if you have other suggestions or ideas, or are interested in a personalized name drop, or your work center's inclusion to our tales, don't hold back. Send a quick note to share your thoughts. We're all ears and ready to make things even better. So, keep those comments coming. Until next Monday, stay aware, stay connected, and stay engaged.